today's video, I'm going to show you how I move this 2,000-pound custom overlander slide out with a little tiny tool. We're going to build a new handle like this, and I'll show you how it's mechanized. Let's go to it. Hey, before we continue, would you please subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video with your friends. Thanks. To begin with, we have a 2,000-pound custom heavy-duty slide out for our overlander. We actually have two of them. They're about 3 feet slide by 12 feet long. I have a video, and I'll put a link in the description below as to how we actually constructed the mechanism inside for the workings of that. But in order to operate this, we had to have a handle. I wanted to go all manual. It's very easy to operate, but I had this little tiny temporary handle I made out of a piece of electrical conduit, and I welded on my 5/8 socket with little notches in it to match up to the gear inside. So this is the shaft on my Lippert component bearings that I have, and I found out that it fits just perfect with a 5/8 socket over the top of it, and I just notched it out for those two little pins right there. So this just goes on top of it, and that locks in there just great. All right, here's what I did. I went down to the plumbing store, and I bought some 1/2-inch galvanized pipe. I was going to get black ironed, but the current status of black iron is more expensive than galvanized, and galvanized won't rust, so I got a bonus there. So I bought some 90s, a couple of nipples. This is, I think, an 8, that's a 6, and this is a 24. I'm going to cut it here about 4 inches off, and I'll weld on this 5/8 socket on the end of it, nice and straight hopefully. And then I'm going to take these pieces of conduit, this is just schedule 40 electrical conduit, and I'm going to put one of them in here for a handle, cut the threads off, and I'll put the other handle up here, and it fits really nice and snug on this. So it should be a really nice handle for spinning. So I'm going to put this together, and I'm going to weld this so it doesn't spin, because there's a pretty good amount of torque, and you know, if you start moving things, it'll want to spin on you. I'll just weld them up. So I have it tightened together, but what I want to make sure is these are all in line. And the best way to do that is just lay it down on a flat surface like this. And you can see that this end is up a little bit, which means I probably need to just go like that. They're all touching, and this is straight, so that should be good. So when I go to crank this thing, it won't be wobbling back and forth. My hand will be nice and straight. What I did is I took this socket and I beveled down the back of it, and I also beveled this edge right here. So when I put these together, there's a little void in there. So it gives me more surface to weld to. Alright, so I threw a little black spray paint on here, and by accident the colors of gray and black match the truck. I didn't even realize that. So this handle, sliding around, I'm going to take a little zip tie and just put it right here. That should keep it from sliding forward. Now some of you really pay attention to detail, and I'm going to show you the mistake that I made. I was welding without gloves again, and somehow I got my wedding ring.
Oh, nice.
I tried to pick it off. It wouldn't come off. There's a couple of them on there.
Welded our hands together.
You could have. We could have been bonded for life.
Welding without gloves. You've been warned already.
I have been.
Other subscribers.
I thought somebody else would catch that. Again. I want to get to your comments ahead of time. A lot of people said, why don't you put an impact wrench on that and use that instead of a manual crank? And I could, except that my gears wouldn't handle the impact really well. It needs to be nice, smooth, stable turning. It's not a bolt system, so it's a direct drive gear. So this is the optimal tool. Oh, that's much better. Look at that. A lot better than the other handle, Tyler. Nice and straight. These are fantastic. Okay, so the mechanism, it's connected with these shafts between all three of these geared units. So when I turn this one, it turns the whole entire mechanism all at one time. My extra inch of mechanical advantage seems to be working great. Well, I'm really happy how that thing turned out. It was a success. It was $25 well spent. I'm going to be rolling this thing out a lot in my future. At least that's my plan. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and hopefully you have a great day.